Artsindy Crossroads Show. Here's Suk-Yen Lee, host for CBC's Definitely Not the Opera and former VJ for Much Music.
I just Googled Nick Panu, pretending you're Marlon Brando, and you're asleep on you're asleep on your laptop.
People in film, theater, music, the arts.
You know, culture and art and expression are fundamental to that essence of life.
On today's show, we have interviews from the book launch after party at the Abottsford Town Hall with CivL station manager Aaron Levy, Chelsea, and the manager for the town hall in Abottsford, which was great getting a chance to speak with. And yeah, we'll keep in touch to upcoming events in the valley, and we'll talk to Paul again, I'm sure. Great guy, a close friend of Seamus's as well as Chelsea. Aaron has hooked me up with some great links online to find out about more events happening in the valley, so looking forward to that. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This is a book launch for Seamus Heffernan's novel NAPALM HEARTS, and I've been reading it. It's been a great read. I'm not just saying that. Yeah, it's very engaging, and I really want to find out, you know, what happens. And I'm not going to give away the plot and everything. You have to pick up a book and read it for yourself. There's going to be a reading happening this Wednesday in Vancouver. Check out Nor the Bar. I believe it's a monthly, or is it might be a weekly event in Vancouver. Happens Wednesday nights, happening tomorrow, where Seamus Heffernan will be doing a reading from his book NAPALM HEARTS. So if you're in Vancouver, check it out tomorrow. And yeah, I don't have the exact time, but you can check out Seamus Heffernan's author page. He has an author page on Facebook. Yeah, find it on Facebook, and you'll have all the information there. And yeah, you gotta grab this book, NAPALM HEARTS. Like I said, this book is very engaging, and I just was looking at Seamus Heffernan's author page, and yeah, he made the Crooked Cats. Yeah, Crooked Cats April 2018 bestsellers list. So how about that? Yeah, congratulations to Seamus, all the rave reviews, and making the bestseller list for Crooked Cats 2018 list so far at this point. So why don't we get started right now? You're going to hear from Paul, Chelsea, and CivL station manager Aaron Levy, the after party for the book launch NAPALM HEARTS.
Right now we're at the book launch for NAPALM HEARTS, author Seamus Heffernan. You've read a little bit of the book. Like, I've read the first chapter. It's very engaging.
It was. I'm excited to get into it and learn more about the characters. I know he put a lot of thought and heart into this, so yeah, it'll be a fun read.
You've known Seamus for a while. We were talking earlier, like, Seamus initially wrote this story 7 years ago, sat on it, came back to it. The writing process, when you come back to something, you have a different perspective, and you change also, right? So.
Oh, entirely. I mean, I think maybe at points he was at a point in his life where things were getting stagnant, so he stepped away from the book. He went out and got some more experiences, and maybe when he sat back down and looked at it again, that kind of helped him reinvigorate his passion for it.
Yeah. I hear that's the same kind of with acting, too. You go out and get more experiences, then that helps your art.
Oh, entirely. I believe actors can be very sheltered in the way they're brought up, so having to play all these roles that they have no idea what life is about, so you go out and discover life and discover there's a whole different world out there. You're going to come back with a new perspective and want to showcase that to the world.
Yeah, that's a good point you make. Like I was saying, I've only read the first chapter, but infidelity happens more often than we think it does. What do you think? What's your opinion?
I think the way that the world works today is people are too willing to give up on problems and not work through them and not understand that as you may grow different, you need to grow different together and grow as a team. So yeah, it is very prevalent in this world. It's unfortunate. It's nothing I agree with, but it's you can't deny it. And sex sells, so.
The launch party, you were there, right?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't miss that for the world. Seamus is a great friend of mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be there. I got here late, coming from the GVRD. So there was a Q&A. Seamus read some.
Yeah, he read the first couple of pages of his book. Gave us a good idea of the intro to it, what it's all going to be about. Afterwards, he fielded questions from the crowd. There's definitely some interesting ones. He did not miss a beat on the mic. He's very well spoken, very etiquette. Yeah.
Do you remember some of the questions?
I don't. I do remember that Aaron Levy had some very engaging questions that caught me, that really kind of started a good back and forth where they elaborated. There's lots of questions about the reasonings behind why he started it, if there was any characters in his life that he tried to emulate in the book, which he said he did as well. So you're going to see a lot of his heart and soul in this, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Talked about how engaging it is. Yeah, Seamus, he's busy, he has a day job, but the publisher might push him. I think the publisher will push him for a trilogy.
Oh, I totally believe so. If it goes over as well as the few people I've talked to that have read it have said it is, then there's no doubt in my mind. And busy as he is, he's never not going to have time for his passion. If it calls him back and there's time and a place, he'll be there. Yeah, if there's one thing I know about Seamus, he's a very driven individual, and he's going to be very successful in anything he does. Yeah.
And you mentioned that Seamus has many talents, man of many hats, and wears them well.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think there's anything that if this guy tried to do that he couldn't do. I've known him for about 3 years now, and he's constantly just been an inspiration for me, you know. So.
We're just speaking too.
This is just Paul Kamashak. I'm the bar manager here at Town Hall Abottsford. Yeah.
At the book launch after party for Seamus's book, NAPALM HEARTS.
Yeah, we're here for the book launch. It's pretty ironic because this is actually where I met Seamus, and you know, I've got a lot of customers that I don't call friends. He's one of the ones that I do call a friend. So I was glad that we were able to host the post party at Town Hall Abottsford here. It's been a blast. It's been a great turnout.
Right now we're standing here with the CivL Radio station manager.
You're still live.
But the book launch here tonight.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun tonight.
And it's great that Seamus has done such a good job of networking. I mean, look, he's in a position where he's got to be able to network. He's a big networker. He works for a politician. But, he's in a good job with the town hall crew. They're a big presence up at UFV, and there's some VPs out, you know, Craig Toes and our president, Jackie Hogan of UFV right now. She was there, and lots of different staff members from different departments. There's a real family feel. You know, the Alumni Society made a big deal out of it, and that's great. Nav Baines, our president, is doing a great job of connecting with students or former students at UFV and having a better presence on campus. And yeah, Seamus is a big part of that. They're really lucky that they have him as a criminology master's graduate at UFV. Who'd known that he'd be a criminology master's graduate from UFV and write a book about catching criminals?
Yeah, usually people they like what they major in, they kind of go way off, but yeah,
some
like
people, yeah, sure. Some people, some people do what they went to school for.
Yeah,
Our last UFV's last distinguished alumni though did not. She started the Tulip Festival here in the Valley, I think, but she was like an engineering student or something like that.
Oh,
don't quote me on any of this, but you can look it up because it's on there on the website at UFV alumni. UFV Alumni Society. Yeah.
You talk about the networking and the supportive vibe with the alumni at
UFV.
Yeah, I got the vibe. I came at the very end, the supportive atmosphere. There are people there. I bought the book and rushed down here to the town hall.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for coming all the way out.
No, it was a privilege to be here. You hooked me up with Seamus. I think it was karma on my part. Like, all of a sudden, I was so tired at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So for this, I think I had to do some good deeds, and I didn't do them. And all of a sudden, I had all this resistance. I was tired, and I came here late. That's my perspective. But you've read the first chapter? You haven't had a chance. But I'll edit that part. But just picking up the book, just reading the first chapter, very engaging. And there's a chance for a trilogy for this book.
Specifically 3, all I heard was there may be more history in these characters we want to learn. But 3, a trilogy. Why not a quartet? Why not a trilogy in 5 parts? Seamus Heffernan, NAPALM HEARTS, a trilogy in 5 parts. Think about that. It hasn't never been done before. Hitchhiker's Guide, trilogy in 5 parts by Douglas Adams. Why not NAPALM HEARTS, a trilogy in 5 parts? It rhymes.
No, like I said, it's very engaging from the beginning, and it's very possible this will happen. It's just, Seamus talked about the time thing. He works for a politician. He's busy.
Right, yeah. Who isn't?
Yeah, everybody's busy.
If you read the Cascade, this Cascade Student Journalism Society, the local UFE campus paper, there's recently an op-ed by Joel Robertson Taylor, the editor-in-chief, talking about how people complain that they don't have any time anymore. They don't have any more time. But the numbers show that we have far more leisure time than we ever had before. Yet everybody is always complaining that they don't have enough time. Interesting. Interesting, isn't that? Don't you think that's interesting that statistically we have more time than humanity has ever had before? But anecdotally, nobody has time for anything anymore. Weird. You
know, that reminds me, I was going to send a link to Dustin, alumni SUV, board member, staff member. There's a link, because I was pushing him, or he was actually thinking about it himself, to write his stories from when he worked in the mental health department. There's a link, 10-minute stories. I was telling him, like, he's busy with work and family, but just 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day is very substantial for a writer. So, you know, just over a few weeks, a month, you can have quite a bit of
content. Yeah. Well, I mean, any artist will tell you that you got to keep doing art. Yeah. You can't just get frustrated that it isn't what you want. You got to work at it every day, and as much as you can every day. And if you're not, it's not going to go too many places. You know that as a radio host, you know, as a person who uses broadcast as their medium. You know, you got to work on it. You got to try. You got to keep bringing yourself to the next level. Otherwise, you'll just be kind of drawing stick figures your whole life, right? I don't do visual art, so don't take my word for it.
But the thing about art is different experiences help. Being busy is a good thing because, being financially stable too. Because when you're stressed out about bills, you can't really focus on your art. So people out there, listeners, find the time, those 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. The weekend, just, you know, the 8 hours or 5 hours. You know, over a few weeks, months, you can have something substantial like Seamus Heffernan, NAPALM HEARTS. Launch party here tonight. Not to put you on the spot, Aaron, but are you doing stand-up?
No, I did that once. I did that once at Yuck Yucks. It was an unbridled success. I was the main draw of an open mic night, and that was my final performance. It was great. I had a fun time. Made some culturally relative jokes that relate to my upbringing and heritage, and I'll never do it again. But Seamus actually used to be an opener at Yuck Yucks in Ontario.
Oh, he was a regular.
He was a regular. From what I understand, actually stories he told me at this very section in this very restaurant was that, yes, he used to do some opening spots, and I believe he maybe even had a chance to be a middle, which wouldn't be an opener, but the middle guy before the headliner for Yuck Yucks.
For Peter Russell.
Russell Peters.
Russell Peters, sorry.
Well, I don't know who for. I just know that he's done some stand-up, Seamus, and that he had the opportunity to do more, but I know he decided that was not where his passion was, but obviously writing is his passion.
We're at the launch party, the after party, and we're sitting here with
Chelsea.
And you had a chance to read a few pages of the book, right?
I have. I actually was lucky enough to read one of the first drafts of the book.
Oh, wow. Wow, what a privilege. And you've been there for the initial stages of this story and seen it, the finished product, What's it like for you?
Honestly, it's like a dream. When it was just a Word document that I was reading and helping Seamus edit at the beginning stages, to now being a fully fleshed, published novel and being, well reviewed and purchased by friends and those who are interested in the crime genre. It's pretty surreal, actually.
Yeah, that's a good point you make. Well reviewed. Yeah, maybe this is going a little bit on a tangent, but the editing process, you learn, it makes you a better writer. You learn a lot about the writing process.
Absolutely. I think writing is just like any other form of exercise. If you don't do it every day and set a routine, then you're not going to improve. Or your body, like for example, physical exercise. If you don't set a routine and a regimen, you're not going to lose weight or you're not going to build muscle mass. If you don't commit as a writer to write every day and have a goal every day, then your craft will never fully become formed. And of course, we're human. We fall. We have ups and downs and ebbs and flows, but the commitment to writing and the commitment to a story and to seeing that story through is one that not a lot of writers get to experience.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, people can do it as long as they overcome that barrier, like just keep doing it every day.
We're our own worst enemies sometimes when it comes to the writing process. Absolutely. Whether that's an academic paper that you're writing for the end of the semester, whether that's a novel that you're working on for 7 years, or a poem if you're a poet, one line, one emotion at a time. We can be our own worst enemies sometimes, but we can fall. But what failure actually is not falling. It's not getting back up once you've fallen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I talked to Seamus and he said whenever he found the time to write, do you have a favorite writing time? Early in the morning or?
That's a great question. I would say for me, I'm not a morning person. My most creative time for writing is probably in the early evening. Once almost the pressures of the day have been dealt with or cleared, and then my evenings are to myself, and so then I can actually open up my mind and expand.
So was this book launch for Seamus kind of inspiring to you? I know it was inspired to me.
Oh, it absolutely was. I've been in his life almost since the very beginning, since the first draft was written. Or not even the first draft, I'm sorry, the very first chapter, since the idea came to fruition. So it was certainly inspiring, and I think that folks who work full-time and who have dreams of being TV screenwriters or makeup artists or novelists or whatever your dream is, but you're working in a full-time job that doesn't have anything to do with that. I think that this launch can demonstrate that you can still do both of those things, Politics has nothing to do with crime fiction, but you can have best of both worlds. It takes a lot of hard work and focus and determination.
And a supportive network.
A very supportive network. Absolutely. The community has been, I don't even have words to describe how amazing the community has been. I know Seamus is incredibly grateful, as am I, for the love and support that everyone has shown this book and him, and yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of friends came out to the after party. There was a launch at UFD campus at the Alumni Center, and at the after party, we're here right at the town hall, kind of like a bar and grill.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bar and grill. As you mentioned, the launch was at UFE, and there were approximately 80 people there.
Wow, a lot of people showed up.
Yeah, we were really excited about that. And then the after party here at Town Hall is near and dear to Seamus' heart. So that's why we're here. And these folks are home away from home.
I hope. Oh, I didn't get a shooter. Oh, that's okay.
Who's this guy?
Parm said he doesn't want to talk. Parm, do you want to talk about the launch?
I'm not going to publish you. Hi, guys. It's all good. I don't know why.
Do you have any more shooters?
Huh?
You have any more shooters?
Sorry?
Oh.
Do you want one? I can get you.
Oh. I don't want to. Oh. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Step into the sun, step out of the shadows, and be who you are. Everybody's got something that really matters. Use this life for love. We only got one shot out of this barrel. We only ever come this way but once. If you love someone, then just don't fight it. All you gotta do is open up your heart. Open up your heart. Whoa, whoa, open up your heart. Whoa, whoa, open up your heart. Whoa, whoa, open up your heart.
That was Sarah Wheeler, Open Your Hearts. And you're going to hear from Aaron Levy again. He's going to talk about the scene in Abottsford, art scene, events happening here in the Fraser Valley.
Right now we're standing here with the CivL Radio station manager.
You're still live.
Yeah, there were some events recording here at the town hall.
Yeah, well, yeah, totally. There were. Yeah, we've done a bunch. Paul's been very helpful. He's great. He's a great guy. Town Hall saves Abottsford from having nothing to do. It's literally the only place to do things that are legal in Abottsford that are fun.
Finnegan's is not coming back.
Finnegan's is closed. It is no longer open. It is the second bar this year in a half, 2 years to burn down. No, wait, it didn't burn down. Never mind. But to close, because Lou's burned down. So they closed Lou's, and now Finnegan's is also closed. But those are two great places with good patios that serve food out there.
Now I want to put you on the spot. Does that have something to do with the drunk driving laws? Because I'm originally from Vancouver Island, and I know some venues, they've reduced their hours. And
I don't know. Well, I moved out here in 2010, as you know, and many CivL listeners will know. But that's right around when they did it. They moved it from .08 to .05, right? And I remember seeing, when I moved here, quotes from Paul Esposito Sr., the owner of Finnegan's, in the Abbotsford News saying, look, it's making things more difficult because people are afraid of getting caught driving. You know, even just a beer, just 2 beers, something you used to do all the time, you're afraid now to drive. Now, I don't know. I can't comment. You'd have to do an academic study to really be able to tell the impact that it's made on the economy here. Like I said, Lou's burned down. It didn't burn down because of the drinking limit being lowered, right? So it burned down because it burned down, whatever reasons that may be. But So
Conspiracies.
I mean, well, no, that is not where I'm going.
I heard some rumors.
Well,
I'll keep it to myself.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that it had nothing to do with drinking and driving, or the liquor laws. So I don't know. Yeah, I bet Paul Esposito would say that it did, but I don't know. But
yeah, speaking of my art show, there's Yuck Yucks. I like to cover Yuck Yucks Abbotsford. Maybe I'll come next Wednesday. But listeners are a little curious too. Years ago there was the Abbotsford Airfare Lounge.
It's reopened as Vicinity Lounge now. Vicinity Lounge in Abbotsford.
Oh, okay.
And they're looking for new artists.
Oh, okay. Like a full band, or
full bands. They're looking for people who want to perform one way or another. So anybody who wants a space to perform in Abbotsford, get in touch with Vicinity Lounge.
Oh, okay.
Manch is the guy there. He's a nice guy. Really wants to book talent. Wants to bring in events.
I know what I want to ask you.
Okay.
Do you feel, your opinion, that one art form can feed the other?
Sure, of course. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, creativity is creativity.
Yeah, because I notice, I found out through like my breathing exercises, like I do vocal exercises, helps with my writing.
Oh yeah. Well, that isn't even an art form, right? That's just working on yourself and trying to send meditation. I mean, I guess you can think of it as art, but it's not even straight art, right? It's not even strictly art. It's is it?
Like breathing exercises for scripts and putting yourself in different characters.
Oh, you're saying that? Yeah. Breathing exercises that you will do to get in the head frame, to act or to perform, will help you as you write. Huh? That's interesting. Yeah. Well, but is that the art form? Is it the art form, or is it the act of the breathing exercise that's feeding into your writing? It's not the acting. It's what you do for the acting, right? If you're working out to be a good baseball player, of course you're going to be a more fit person, and you may also be a better basketball player as a result, although some people would say that no baseball player could ever play basketball very well. But those people are wrong.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he wasn't a very good baseball player, but he was a great basketball player. Yeah, so basketball, baseball players. Yeah, not too many of those. Oh, Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge was hotly pursued by, I think, not just the Toronto Blue Jays, but at least the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, wow.
Danny Ainge, who eventually became a big NBA player and for a long time. But, he was also a baseball player. And Dave Winfield, World Series hero for the Toronto Blue Jays in 1992, he was drafted in 3 sports. He was drafted in football, basketball, and hockey. No, not hockey, but baseball, where he eventually won a World Series with the Toronto Blue Jays and hit 3,000 hits and is a Hall of Fame baseball player, but also drafted in not only football, but also basketball. So there you go. It happens. And, I know about nobody really else like that.
There was a Macho Man, Randy Savage, who was almost drafted by the major leagues. He played in the minor leagues for years.
Did not know that, but I do know that Dwayne The Rock Johnson used to be a
Calgary Stampeder.
I was going to say Dino, but that's the football team from the University of Calgary. But yeah, you're right, Calgary Stampeders. Yeah.
And he played for the Miami.
Yeah, the Hurricanes.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, he was in college. Yeah, university as we call it up here. Anyway, I think I got to get walking.
Okay, Aaron, appreciate you taking the time.
Appreciate you doing the work all the time. Thanks, Nick.
So, I'd love to come down often to the valley. And yeah, I'll let you know.
I'd love to see you more often. It's great to have you, man.
Yeah, let me know about events.
Always. Hey, check out my Facebook, the CivL Facebook. And I hear there's this thing called Carport Manor you might be able to find out about on Facebook somewhere.
What's that?
Carport Manor is where there are local shows going on here in Abbotsford.
Oh,
So you might want to find out about that. Carport Manor, search it on Facebook, man.
I will, for sure. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, I'll see you in a bit, Nick. Take care.